Hey guys, today is Wednesday, January the 4th of 2023, and I want to go over the energy sector. So without any further delay, let's get into it. As you can see, this is the monthly chart, and on the monthly candle, we haven't taken out our lows, so we are pretty much inside monthly candle. Most of these, except natural gas. Natural gas is the weakest link of all the other instruments. If we look at the weekly chart, you see that we already taken out last week's low, so it's a sign of reversal. And natural gas is probably the worst one. Look at our daily. You can see that we are pushing lower. There might be some pivot points here where it might find support, but overall, the trend is to the downside. Let's go to our uranium sector over here and see uranium. Let's see what we have going on over here in UX2. Right here. There we go. So let's go to the monthly chart. Let's work our way backwards. So far, we're on a buy zone or signal on the monthly, but we do have a MACD crossover that kicked in on October. If we go to the weekly chart, you can see that that hasn't switched. There you go. The weekly chart, we have a sell signal since May, and we haven't crossed over yet. You know what? Maybe I need to, let's see something here. Yeah, actually, when you use the regular candles, for some reason the signals adjust to the regular candles better. So let's go backwards. But I like to see the Hikanashi candles just because it gives me the trend. Yeah. So pretty much buy signal on the monthly, weekly, still negative. We haven't crossed over 53. Kind of going sideways. And mind you, this is the UX2. MACD is still negative. So you can see, you rarely see volume on the UX2, but look how strong it got here. Pretty much at the top. And then nothing else has been showing up. Interesting anomaly. Let's see. So let's leave it at the weekly and just kind of see what's going on there. There's a lot to digest. We're in the AC phase, which I call accumulation distribution phase. These are kind of the dates I've been watching that we've done in the past. And the longest one we've had, accumulation distribution, has been 293 days. That goes all the way to May 2023. Is it going to be going that way? No, but it's just kind of things that I like to put on the chart just to see, from the past if it's going to repeat in the future. Trend lines. There's a couple here I'm watching. But, from here, I guess I could put it on the Kanashi because it kind of just shows you better. Kind of hanging around there. Maybe on a little weaker side, but, sometimes trend lines are not that accurate, but at least it's just a starting guide point. But you can see that this red one over here has been, we've tried but failed. So I don't know if we're going to try again. Supply and demand zone, as you can see, this is kind of more support and resistance, just kind of consolidating there. Pivots, I got a few pivots. This yellow one was important. These are big pivots. Next one is 44. If it ever goes down there. Let's see. Date range, nothing in there. Yep. And let's look at the daily. Lastly, nothing's really changed. 48.60. The only difference is on the daily, the MACD is positive. You can see it right here on all these candles, but we haven't got a buy signal yet. And we could put it on the regular candles. And we're almost close, but it's been going back and forth, buy, sell, buy and sell. So I'm not really too impressed when the daily signals hit a buy because it's just, pretty much chop. I like it more when it's the weekly because it gives me a better, nice little run. Okay, so this is our crude chart. CL WTI. One thing I want to let you know right off the bat, I've been looking at the dollar, and that December 30th, 28th, 29th, 30th low, it looks very promising for a swing low. And for the dollar to now maybe do like an, ABC correction, or maybe try to retest the high. So keep an eye on the dollar. I know it's kind of pulled back a little bit now. It's a dollar, 104.22. And the currencies are a little positive, but last night they were red. Fluctuates back and forth. But keep an eye on the dollar. Like to see how we close this week. If it starts getting strength, it could be a swing low in, and that could probably pull in the gold, the metals. Could be affecting, energy, commodities. But we'll see. And that could be a good opportunity to get into gold once it finishes its swing, if it's going to do it. So let's look at the crude. Interesting. Failed to 50 when, David Elliott's, may rest in peace, pattern. Can't remember what he called it, MAPCO or something like that. It was a name he gave, and he always gave his things some nicknames. But anyway, kissed the 50, failed, pulled back. So, and almost even kissed this level of the cloud, 81, 89, but never got up there. We got a PPS sell signal, MACD crossover. Mobile bands are negative. So it's a reversal. It's going to now see how low is it going to go. Same thing on the weekly. Never broke the mobile bands, never got positive, although the Hekanashi candles got positive. You can see that I don't think we ever got a buy signal on the weekly, but we did on the daily. Now we got a sell signal. On the weekly, kind of still remained weak. Short term, minor correction, and now back down. Natural gas, the weakest of them all, is at support at the value area low at 37,376. You got the 200 SMA creeping in here. All this was support. Now it's resistance, 435, 445. You got a pivot down here of 297, and you got the linear regression channel bottom. MACD is negative. The last 2 weeks have been negative on volume. You see PPS sell signal here. And the future on the cloud is already showing very dark and gloomy, just starting. And you can see this. You can see when I tell you, always when prices are in the cloud, it's like very volatile. Here's an example of that, where it gets just crazy. It failed here, boom, bounced off the value area low, came up in here, hit the value area high, chopped around, and then had a massive sell-off. And that's where we're at right now here. Can it continue pushing lower? Yeah, and maybe kiss this trend line. There's a couple of major monthly pivots down here. Here's a couple of weekly ones. But yeah, it's definitely down. And it could probably base off here since it's sold off so much. So keep an eye on that on natural gas. Brent, pretty much the same thing as crude oil. Never, I think it may have kissed the 50 on the daily, but same kind of pattern. Although the MACD had a sell, buy, sell crossover, but this one was just one. And we haven't gone negative on the MACD on the weekly, but still on the weaker side of things. Let's go to RBOB. And gasoline was stronger than crude because it at least kissed the 50, pulled back. And when I say the 50, I say the 50 SMA, and penetrated it and kissed the linear regression channel and then fail. So you see how good these linear regression channels, it kind of keeps you, and it adjusts as price action goes, but it keeps you kind of like, okay, and this is something that it plots it automatically. I don't have to even put this there. It's just there. Kiss this. And now we have a PPS sell signal, although, and the reversal kicked in, but the mobile band hasn't turned negative, so it could be a little risky. What is that? 233. That's the value area low, and you had 297, so it's kind of oscillating there for now. But MACD is negative. Volume was very strong yesterday, so we'll see how that plays out. But you never got to get out of the cloud and go above, and you lost this support area, which was 241, which could probably be now resistance if it ever tries to creep up. But you did have a buy signal on the weekly, and you can see that the candle turned white, but now it turned negative. So one of the techniques of the PPS signal is that if you're assuming that RBOB is going to go higher, and you go by the weekly candle and the PPS buy signal, is that once you get that PPS buy signal, you wait for a pullback, and then you get in. So somewhere around now, if you're gonna do this trade with this system, you will be buying now and probably put your stop, right below this this candle, or wherever you want to put your stop. It's all about risk and reward, how much you're willing, to risk. So wherever you want to, put your stop, but you probably want to keep it close. This is the point of control, which is kind of like the middle. So I don't know. They say don't fiddle in the middle. So I don't know. It's kind of risky. Looking at all the other ones kind of selling off too. And it's on the weaker side. So it all depends how, you're going to trade it, but very risky. I wouldn't buy it. Heating oil, the last one. You can see that same thing, never got to the 50. PPS sell signal pushing back. We never got a buy signal on the weekly. And below the cloud, and could find support. Yep, could find support at the 297. And maybe even retest this low here. I want to look at the dollar real quick because I want to see what's going on there, and then I'll end this video. But this is a quick update on the energy sector. So you see, this is what I'm looking at. Just a little quick. The dollar got a nice little bump at the value area low of 103.39. This December 30th low, that says at 103.39. Very interesting. I kind of looked at some things, and if my calculations are correct, this could be the possible swing low of the dollar. And now, if that's going to play out, and I believe this is a wave 5, I have to refresh my mind and look at the chart. So if this is a wave 5, then what could play out is that there's going to be like an A, B, C correction. If this is the wave 5, if this is not the wave 5, it's going to go retest it and continue pushing higher. And that could be possible. I got to look at the cycles and everything. But if this is the wave 5, and I know there was this big cycle that topped out here, maybe the daily is ready to go up, and this is just all, off the top of my head. I got to look at the actual charts to just be, sure and confirming it. But if this is going to be a reversal here, we have to see it's either a ABC correction, or we're going to go and retest this high. You got this angle up here. You were chopping around the 50 SMA, and you just got a MACD crossover on the weekly. It finally, up here. So we got to see how we close this week. I'll look at the price action for next week. I can tell you right off the bat, 104.70 is going to be a tough nut to crack right there. And the mobile bands have just turned positive, and you got white Hekanashi in the daily, PPS buy signal. So there's a lot of things lining up, and then in regards to price and timing, December 30th is looking really good. So if this plays out, gold and the whole metal sector is going to get a pullback, and that's what I was waiting for, and see how this is going to play out. And also 108.67 is going to be a area to reckon. But even before we get there, if we get to Momo, you're gonna have to deal with the 200 SMA and the 50 that's coming right down at you. So those are other levels you want to keep an eye on the way up if it ever plays out. That's it. I'm gonna sign out. I got some stuff to do today, but I'll be looking at some other things and maybe post another video. But good trading. Just give you a quick update on the energy sector this morning, and I'll see what other video I need to work on the Nifty 50 because the prices now retested and are kissing again the 1x2. So it'll be interesting to see how that's going to play out this week. I know there's a daily cycle that peaks this week, and it was pretty much the first week of January. So we got to look at that also. All right, good luck, good trading, and I'll see you again.